everybody. Happy Halloween.
Yay!
I'm co-host Dana, joined by Jedi Master
Amy
and Yoda.
Yoda.
You can't really see Yoda. Yoda's hitching a ride a
wait a
la
minute.
Empire Strikes Back.
No, I need to lean the other way.
You're going to have to let everybody see Yoda. Yeah, there's Yoda.
There you
How's
go.
everybody doing tonight? Welcome to our normally midweek beer chat.
Yes.
However, since it's Halloween and at least one of us is in the Halloween spirit, we figured why not do it on Halloween night? I mean, if you're going to have pumpkin beers and beers themed around jack-o'-lanterns and spooky things, then why not do it on the holiday? So do us a favor, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you're drinking tonight. How are you celebrating Halloween wherever you are?
We hope that you can hear us.
And yes, we certainly hope you can hear us. Please let us know if you can't.
I'm so sorry.
About
I
what?
did it again.
What are you doing?
It just doesn't.
Why don't you lose the hood there, Qui-Gon, and let's there you go.
Here we are. Got it.
Welcome everybody.
Welcome everybody.
Oh goodness, let me finish sharing this and let everybody know what's going on over there on the Instagram. We have Instagram here. We have Facebook, Twitter, YouTube over here.
We do. We have
and we about have some broken beers right there.
Don't break the beer. Cheryl Rondalee, Main Street Miles, Meg. We have
John Schroeder on Facebook.
And Cheryl is having hard seltzer. Eric is making dill pickle soup for dinner while I watch my annual viewing of Nightmare Before Christmas. Nice. Main Street Miles Meg says happy Halloween, and Cheryl says 2 lives in only a few days. Lucky
The
us.
timing worked out. I don't think that'll be the norm. But this particular week it worked out. So I'm glad that we were able to, because we would have probably missed it otherwise.
Well, we'll be traveling at the end of the week, as you all know, as we have talked about. For Wine and Dine for the half marathon weekend. And I am woefully undertrained, people. I need advice. I need motivational mantras. I need anything that you can possibly give me on Saturday and Sunday as we do the 10K and the half marathon at the challenge weekend. Babs, here we go. Hey, and Meg, I'm coming back to your question about costumes. I just want to say congratulations to Babs for running with 261 Fearless this past weekend. Tell us how the Marine Corps Marathon weekend was. We are just so jealous. Someday we will run that.
I'm looking forward to doing that one.
Putting it on our bucket list. We want to be there. We will. We've
already had a pre-planning meeting for 2023, and we're like, all right, we're picking, 4 kind of capstone races or tentpole races for us to do for 2023 that, are ones that we've wanted to do that are outside of Florida. And we're going to get there and do a lot of out-of-state traveling. Now that's in addition to the Florida races that we do for, to feature favorites and to just do, the given some of the Florida races love since we're local.
And I'd like to also say a shout out to John Schroeder, who is back and running.
Yes.
As well as
got himself some new kicks, and he's out there getting the miles in already today.
Right. And Josh is just racking up the work hours, and he is being a workhorse, a dedicated employee, and just working nonstop. That's all I'm saying. And so we applaud Babs. We applaud Josh. We applaud John. I don't know if we had anybody else in the Runcation Nation that's here tonight that knows of another person to be celebrated, But let us know, drop it in the chat, and we will shout them out. We will.
We will.
As
Yoda would say.
Like my little guy here.
That is the world's cutest yet least useful backpack.
I wore it in a race once.
It was a Star Wars themed race, just so we're clear.
Let's celebrate Meg. 4.5 miles yesterday. Pretty unbelievable, she says, but I believe it because she is coming back strong and positive. And she says she's on the comeback trail. And Trip did her first 5K race. So shout out to Trip.
Very
I don't know
nice.
if
Hopefully she'll join us. I don't know if she's over in the chat yet.
Maybe she'll tell us what it is, what it was, and how it was, and if we need to do it. Cheryl, have a great night and enjoy that soup and your Halloween movie-thon.
Yes.
Yes. So, James Loves Trail Runs is now in the chat, and I want to say he had a race this weekend. Drop it in the chat if you did. And happy Halloween to our latecomers. The Rhonda Lee has advice. She said, my advice is a did not start is worse than a did not finish. So just go and start and enjoy the experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really funny. We were doing our and we're going to talk about this, I think, on the upcoming episode that will drop tomorrow.
Yes.
But we'll give you a little preview. Tomorrow evening.
Mm-hmm.
Little preview of that though is as we were doing our long run this week, we were literally dodging the front loaders that were going in our neighborhood, moving piles of debris.
Yes.
And consolidating the small piles that are in the neighborhood into one gigantic pile so that they look like almost like an 18-wheeler. They're shorter than an 18-wheeler, but they have two beds, two big bed areas, and in between them is a claw. And the operator sits in the chair in between these two beds and grabs stuff and dumps it into those gigantic trucks. And wow, what a mess.
Whoa. I mean, it was kind of hard to dodge that. And I didn't know that they would be on the street.
I'm not
and
complaining.
in our neighborhoods.
Not complaining.
They are hardworking folks. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, I was so happy to see them. At the same time, it was not, I would say, the optimal
running environment.
We didn't want to be in their way.
I would agree with
cleanup, I would say. So we cut our last long run short by half. We did a 10K. So it is what it is, right? I mean, you do what you have to. You do what you can, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And getting a 10K in was fine because I'm running a 10K this weekend. So
so I asked Babs which race she did at the Marine Corps, and she said she did the 10K. Although after yesterday, if she ever runs a marathon, that would be the one.
Oh, okay.
Nice feedback.
Yeah.
Nice feedback. So I'd love to run that 10K.
I would too.
I would love to run that 10K. And her question to us also is, do we get trick-or-treaters?
We have been at this house for 17 years and we've never had a trick-or-treater show up to the house.
No.
Not once.
We have not.
So several years ago, we just stopped buying candy because we just don't get them. In Cape Coral, kind of what we were talking about on the last live stream, the locals tend.
Oh yes, we were talking about this. Yes,
they gravitate towards certain neighborhoods, gated communities, and that's where everyone kind of congregates. Unlike,
Premium candy opportunities.
yeah, I guess
they think that's where the premium candy is.
and some of the gated communities put on a thing. Like they have,
Mhm.
they'll have like 10 police officers that they hire for security, and they
Mhm.
have tickets that you can give up to like 3 or 4 friends per household, and it's a thing.
It's a big event,
But
apparently.
that's not every gated community. But it's
right.
yeah. So we don't get any.
Meg, I'm coming back to your costume question because it kind of relates to the question I want to drop on everybody tonight.
Should we start with a beer while
Let's start with a beer while we're talking about it, though.
talking? Let's start with our friend Sam Adams here.
Ooh,
I've,
Sam Adams.
I've tried to tag Sam Adams. We may have to tag them after the fact.
We
but,
probably will.
Sam Adams is one of those
Sam Adams.
breweries that I happen to like. A lot of people do, clearly, because they sell a lot. The beer snobs out there love to give them grief about not being true craft beer because they quote unquote spill more beer than some craft breweries make all year.
Wow.
Well, for many people, Sam Adams is going to be your first foray into craft beer. We picked up this particular seasonal beer called Samuel Adams Jacko Pumpkin Ale. And
the
here's
perfect fall beer, cinnamon and nutmeg aromas, and the ideal balance of seasonal spice with crisp, refreshing finish. Jacko Pumpkin Ale pairs perfectly with the move to cooler days.
Let's hope. It's only 88 degrees here today.
And autumn nights. It's a shandy / pumpkin ale, 4.4% ABV, 8 IBU.
Shandy, usually meaning a mixture of beer and fruit juice.
Yeah. So there you are with that one.
Interesting.
And it goes on to include some malts and hops, if people wanted to.
To know the types.
To know the types that are in the brew.
Ooh, so well, that color is nice and brown, a little orangish tinge to it.
Way to go with a local beer, Beth says. And Meg says, love it. Starting with the best, a good old Boston beer.
I tell you what, I enjoy me some Sam Adams. I love their cherry wheat. When the weather gets cooler, that's one of my absolute favorites.
You started the other chat with a winter ale from them.
Their winter lager. Their seasonal
winter
lagers,
lager, yeah.
Winter lager, summer lager,
the summer
or summer ale.
So good. This is great.
Are fantastic. This is surprisingly sweet.
It is sweeter than I thought.
This is very light.
My Boston gals, have you tried this one? Have you tried this?
That is not bad.
I'm curious to know.
Moderately carbonated, lighter to medium body.
Hi, Dawn. Happy Halloween.
Hey, Dawn. The sweetness is it's a little sweeter than you would expect, but it's not really like cloyingly sweet like a dessert. But it's got more sweetness than some of those we tried last time we were here.
It's not like a cider or a mead. I think that the carbonation is kind of mild.
Yeah. That is.
Did you already say that?
I said mild. Sorry. Mild to medium.
Sorry, I would say
more towards mild, but yeah, that is lovely.
And Dawn says, happy Halloween to everybody. And Meg says, yes, she likes it, but she does like Shipyard Pumpkin Head better.
Oh, well, you might be in luck.
You might like this.
You might see something.
Happy Halloween, people. We're trying to make you happy. Bab says she's not a huge pumpkin beer goer anymore. Prefer their Wicked Hazy or Oktoberfest. Their Oktoberfest is, I love it. I love it.
We have very few things that are must gets when they come out. Sam Adams Oktoberfest is one of those. Their Oktoberfest beer for me is a very good representation of the style.
That was actually the beer that was an overwhelming majority in the grocery store beer aisle over the hurricane.
When that launches down here in Florida, which is so funny because, again, you don't tend to get a lot of, Oktoberfests. Well, I take that back. We do in Cape Coral because we have a very large German population. We we have one of the biggest in the country, but you don't get a lot of towns celebrating the surplus of grain and brewing, and it's
Do you want me to
just
do
funny.
the
It's so
chicken dance?
no, I do not. No,
Let's not do like the German Oktoberfest
now
dance.
I can hear the chicken dance in my
Oh,
head.
I'm sorry. My question for everybody is, Bab says shipyard is my favorite pumpkin, and Meg says, do I spy with my little eye a pumpkin head on the set?
Maybe.
My question is favorite costumes from your childhood.
Oh,
Ones you saw friends do, ones that you did, ones your siblings did. Funny stories related to costumes. I will tell you that I went trick-or-treating with my father in Virginia when I was really young. This was before I was even in, I don't know, 2nd or 3rd grade. I don't even remember the costume that I had, but I remember going to a large house, big brick house with like yellow or like tan columns, walking up there, knocking on the door, and my dad would stand at the sidewalk so that we would go up on our own. And I opened the door, and when I knocked on the door and the door opened, that man was like a monster. And it was all dark in there and like, flashing lights. It scared the crap out of me. And I ran all the way home. I was like, it was like a Frankenstein type monster, I guess. But I was like, I've always been really scared, like a scaredy cat of scary movies. Like Dawn, and like we discussed at our last beer chat, only like Young Frankenstein type humor, like humorous
horror.
Comedy. Horror comedy. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We got Todd over on Facebook.
Todd,
former coworker of mine. Hello, my friend.
Cheers.
Josh has joined us over here in YouTube. He said,
welcome.
I always worked Halloween and didn't have much of a childhood. Time to reclaim that, man.
Yeah.
At least reclaim some of the fun of Halloween. I think there's a lot there. Todd's got one that I like, which is the plastic Spider-Man costume.
Aww.
Now, I'm assuming that that's similar to my plastic Darth Vader costume that I had as a kid.
You had a plastic Darth Vader?
Oh yeah. But listen, the kids don't know how good they have it now. You've got all kinds of, the costumes are printed right onto like jumpsuits now, and they're in full color, and the materials are breathable. And,
oh yeah.
Back then it was like, let's wrap this kid in vinyl, put a face mask on him that he can't see out of him, and have him play in traffic in the dark.
Oh,
okay. And I had the Darth Vader. I think the original Darth Vader costume from like 77 or 78.
I wish he still had it.
And I had it. I had the mask forever. But I don't know.
Then what happened?
I don't know where. He's like, geez, bro, I'm 57. Well, what? I'm catching up to you, man.
So Rhonda Lee says she had a beautiful Snow White dress that her mother made her around the age of 10.
Oh,
that's so great. I wish we had pictures of this. Send
them to us. info@runeatdrink.net. We'd love to put together a collage of people's old costumes.
Oh my gosh.
I would love to do something
Dawn
like
says
that.
she's a big scaredy cat. My Cinderella costume was plastic, and the pictures are actually quite scary, Meg says.
Oh yeah. There's a photo going around on the internet for the type of plastic costumes Todd's talking about. And it's a classroom full of kids in like, I think the 60s or 70s. And they're all sitting there with these plastic masks on. And it's like, and it looks like an entire class of serial killers is just staring at the cameraman waiting.
All of the sweaty plastic costumes were my childhood, Bev says.
Oh yeah.
That's so true. It's so true.
Oh, Josh did Stimpy from 5th grade from Ren and Stimpy. Nice.
Really?
Nice. My nephew and his dad were enormous Ren and Stimpy fans. Huge. That was a cartoon I kind of missed
Oh.
on that one for some reason. Oh, Trip, your ears must have been burning.
Tell us about your 5K.
How was it?
Congratulations, Trip. Well, I mean, if you had it to do over, if you were growing up today, because Meg says her costume didn't even look like Cinderella. The closest I ever got to a costume was Glenda from The Wizard of Oz.
I did. I think the one that I probably got a photo of it somewhere. One year I did the Punisher as
How
a
old were
Halloween
you?
costume. I was in high school. I was a senior in high school, and in order to get it right, and I didn't have an airbrush, but I had an artistic friend. I put the black tights on, like the comic accurate costume, and I had him paint the skull on my chest, and then I created the belt. I had toy guns. I had everything to complete the look. And he did the skull really well. He did like well before the movie and the TV show had kind of like the shadowy skull. He did an awesome job painting it, but it
I
was
want to see photos.
it was rough because it was the wrong kind of paint, sort of, and painting it on while you're wearing it.
He was painting it for art, not for travel.
It wasn't even that.
Not for trick-or-treating.
It was,
Right?
This is not meant to have prolonged contact with human skin.
Oh, did it stick?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There was some scrubbing with paint thinner involved after the fact. It was not pretty, but the costume looked great, and that's all it cared about. I suffered for my art. I got it done. So
I want to see the pictures.
There's probably one somewhere. I'm fairly certain I've got a photo of that.
I would like that.
I did that one in high school.
I don't remember so many of my costumes from Halloween at all. I don't. I remember the pumpkin heads that you would have to blow up and tie to the top of your head. Dawn
had one of those.
Yeah.
I remember this, and I forget. I think it was the same company that made those costumes with the inflatable pumpkin head thing that does the little shrinky dinks that you put on Easter eggs.
Shrinky dinks.
Well, I call them shrinky dinks. They're plastic wrappers. You put them around a hard boiled egg and you dip them in hot water, and they decorate the egg in one shot just by shrinking around the egg.
I needed this in my life. Where was this one? Okay.
They were out there.
I mean, we had like the wire where you dip the egg and
then break the egg and
make a mess and all of that. I was not artistic at all.
Oh, yeah. I'm right there with you.
Glenda was as close as I got.
That's not bad though.
And I had to rent a prom dress, like one of those, or a bridesmaid's dress to create the look.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was,
totally work.
And we were in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm sure that was super pleasant.
Yeah. I don't recommend it because the dress was huge.
Note to self.
For me, anyway.
So I'm going to start us with number 2.
Yeah.
And since we had somebody recognize it over there on Instagram.
I know we still haven't answered her question about the costumes either. So
restate the question. I thought that I did.
No, what are we going to dress up as this weekend?
This weekend. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have a costume. I don't. I mean, no, I don't have a costume. We're woefully underprepared for Halloween, given the timing with everything. Amy was able to find an old costume. I've got nothing. So I will enjoy others' costumes.
So here's the question: like, if we could throw together something that was comfortable and able to run maybe the 10K, not the half, but the 10K. What would you recommend, you costumers out there, you running in costume people? Darlene, how are you? Welcome. Pumpkinhead for our, this is a favorite in the chat.
Yeah, Shipyard Pumpkinhead and Amy's going to read from their website and tell you guys all about it.
It comes only once a year. It's a wheat ale, 4.5% ABV, 18 IBU, and it goes through hop varieties. But it says Pumpkinhead is a crisp, refreshing wheat ale. I think we're going to like this. To celebrate, with delightful aromatics and subtle spice flavor. To celebrate the fall season, we enhance the pumpkin flavor with a proprietary blend of spices, including cinnamon and nutmeg.
That sounds, I'm detecting a bit of a theme here with these pumpkin beers.
A proper pint of pumpkin, it's alliteration that a proper pint of Pumpkinhead is served in a pint glass rimmed with sugar and cinnamon.
Well, we are not doing all that fanciness.
And often accompanied by a shot of spiced rum or vanilla vodka.
Oh, wow. Now they're talking your language. That is a dangerous combination if you were to do something like that.
Do we have spiced rum?
We do not. We're doing a beer tasting here, not cocktail.
Jackie, welcome.
We have to keep it together. We have one more beer to go through.
She doesn't understand. Meg doesn't understand that we don't have costumes. This is an emergency, she says. It's a costume emergency.
Well, tell me what you think here. Nice and clear. This is not as dark as the previous beer.
You can smell.
You can absolutely smell
flavors.
The cinnamon and nutmeg.
Yeah.
And Todd, I couldn't tell you how I rate Keystone Light. I don't know that I've ever had the pleasure.
Keystone Light. Yes, but he's laughing. So what is that about?
Well, that is about as far from craft as you could get.
I don't think I've ever had it.
I'm sure you have not.
This one has more of a bitter finish.
Yes, not as sweet.
Bit, very slight.
If you're into pumpkin beers and you're not looking for something dessert-like, this is not going to be a bad choice at all. This one is lighter in body than the Sam Adams.
And I think that one's also a little bit sweeter. That one's sweeter. This is not so.
Absolutely. More carbonated, lighter body, less sweet, but still gives you the pumpkin and cinnamon, nutmeg.
Oh, so I'm getting costume ideas.
Josh says Meg's having a hard time understanding your dilemma.
It's indeed. Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah. Bab says drunken pumpkin is delish.
Drunken?
Is that also shipped?
I've never heard of that one.
Okay.
There are a lot of pumpkin beers out there. As we learned, we thought it would be a great idea. Let's buy one of each from Total Wine. We're not successful in getting one of each. We got close, but there's a lot of pumpkin beers.
We've done that. We did on an earlier chat. We did the strong pumpkin ale. We did the smashed pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But this, I like it.
Yeah, this one's very tasty. This would be...
I'd like to try it with the proper rim and a shot like they recommend.
Well, that would totally change the drink. As a standalone beer, this is the one I think I would prefer with a meal.
Oh, like what? Like a burger?
Yeah,
like
if you're doing a burger. Yeah, anything like that.
Steph, happy Halloween. Stephanie Swan is here. Cinnamon and sugar rim. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. If you're wanting to fancy it up for parties.
What did Trip say about her 5K now?
Trip?
A Halloween 5K.
Yes. No. She says happy Halloween.
No, she said it was a Halloween 5K.
Yes, Halloween 5K. People were running in costumes. Did you have a costume?
That's what I want to know too. Yeah. Cinnamon and sugar rim. That's a must. You've got to have it.
And Todd says his wife likes the Sam Adams Jacko.
It's very good.
It is.
It's very good.
That one's, as far as pumpkin beers go. Look, if you don't like pumpkin beers, none of these are probably going to really change your mind. If you don't like the flavor of, fall.
Perhaps not.
And there are some people who just don't, and that's okay.
And you're like, and that's okay.
That's okay. Well, it's not like, where I just go, and you're wrong. No, no. I mean, I
It's
totally
not
get
like
it.
your debate with cilantro.
It is not like my debate with cilantro. No,
Mhm.
there is no debate. There are two types of people in this world,
People who
like cilantro and those who are
and
incorrect.
okay, well, so far of the pumpkin beers we've had, which one is your favorite?
That's a tough one. I am always a fan of Cigar City Brewing's Good Gourd.
And the atomic pumpkin that Darlene made the dish with.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Mhm. Mhm.
Uh-oh. And
Um
Josh is talking my language here. Black Rifle Coffee has a seasonal headless horseman pumpkin.
I wonder
Coffee.
how that would be. We need that.
That would be good
in our lives. And Meg is suggesting possible costumes: Tigger, Pooh, Sully, Mike. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, it would require some Amazon Prime and some creative delivery options, perhaps having things delivered to the resort.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's
We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I follow her lead typically on those types of things.
You just say, make sure you're branded. Make sure you're wearing our merch.
Well, no, that's what I say about me.
I thought you were talking to me.
Oh, no. You buy your own branded skirts and all that. That has nothing to do with me. She's just like, go to the post office. I have something.
Well, the last time I dressed up for a race, that would be the Avengers race series in Anaheim, California.
Yes.
And I was Black Widow.
Yes. And that was a cool costume. Yours lit up.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. But it was also functional. Like it lit up, but was also you could run in it without chafing.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Which is necessary, and it was not hot.
And how these people in the costumes, they get these giant velour jumpsuit costumes and run like the guy that we saw some people do
Groot?
a costume one year. I saw Groot.
Like Groot, it looked so hot to me.
It was when the guy took the head of the thing off, he was just drenched. You're like, oh, that looks miserable.
It did not look good at all. Meg says if you have blue or green shirts or red and orange shirts, just swing by the fabric store for fabric paint or fuzzy fabric and two-sided tape. Interesting. It's interesting. So
and Todd's asking about Dragon's Milk White Stout. Yes.
That's
not
so
only
good,
have we
Todd.
tried it, we've talked about it on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's an excellent one.
And Dawn has a shipment of costumes coming for Marathon Weekend shortly.
Josh has some ideas here. I'm anxious to see if the Seattle Kraken mascot buoy will be a costume next year. Not knowing what that would look like, I don't know. But then he's suggesting a hockey mascot 5K.
Hockey mascots.
Like Tampa Bay Lightning, they have
what
Bolt or whatever his
Tampa
name
Bay
is.
Bolts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think their mascot's name is Bolt.
Oh. I'm sorry to you hockey fans. Oh yes. Okay. So
people would dig that.
Don't wear anything you haven't trained in, Babs says.
Well, then I guess I can't costume this year.
Okay. Meg is still working on costumes for her half in January.
I do need to put something. The one I am actually getting ready for is Gasparilla.
Oh yeah.
To get something together that's pirate themed that I can run in.
Yes. And Meg for her upcoming races going to be Mad Tea Party Cup Ride or Very Merry on Birthday themed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. So Meg says, I agree with what Babs. This is why I said if you have blue colored shirts or green colored shirts, you've already run in. Yeah.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. Yeah. And you could just jazz them up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that would be safe.
Yeah. Yeah. All good. We'll see what we can do about that. We're woefully underperforming in the costume area.
I have plans for some costuming greatness for Gasparilla.
Okay. Okay.
So since we're gonna go hard into the pirate theme, I think there won't be any like no peg legs or anything like that. Nothing's gonna slow us down. But
yeah,
I
don't know. Anyway, I mean, we'll figure it out. It'll be okay. Didn't you have like a Tony Stark light up shirt?
Yes.
That you ran in?
No, not that I ran in. No, that was a cotton shirt. And the light up segment of it is it's like a piece of electronics that fits under the shirt. So it looks like Tony Stark's arc reactors lighting through the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good for running in.
It's a cotton shirt, right?
It's a cotton shirt.
Don't ever run in cotton. Oh.
And I also no longer have it. So
you don't have it?
No.
Oh.
No, when the battery pack finally explodes, you're like, oh, okay. I guess this is nature's way of saying it's time to get a new, cool movie themed,
So you're saying you're hinting at possible gifts you would like to receive.
Well, I mean, you know me. It's not likely to be the type of thing I would buy myself. Unless
Rhonda Lee has all her dopey costumes figured out, and now she and Meg are thinking, Meg and Dawn they're all like, let's have a meetup. Yeah.
And Todd's throwing out some deeper cuts for the show, but great choices.
Maple bacon coffee porter.
We were just talking about that with a couple of friends of ours, friends of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Christy and Greg,
yeah.
And they were talking about Funky Buddha does a maple bacon coffee porter festival every year, like a release festival.
Huh.
And that sounded like it would be pretty interesting. They would do tastings over there and live, I guess, like live music events and food and stuff like that. We've been to the tap room there once or twice.
Yes, in the early days.
Yes, very early part of the show. But that's always an excellent one. Now, we're going to end tonight with this beer because I'm a fan of Southern Tier Brewing Company's work. And this one is that they have another one that's very popular, but we wanted to go with the one that had some oomph to it. And this is Southern Tier's Warlock Imperial Pumpkin Stout.
Yes. It's labeled dark and mischievous. Warlock is brewed to enchant your palate on its own and also to counterpoint our Imperial Ale Pumpkin. As our people should know, it's kind of familiar if you've been with us for any stretch of time.
I think most people that like pumpkin beers have heard of
pumpkin
or tried pumpkin.
Yes, and we've tried it on a live. Make your own black magic by carefully pouring this Imperial Stout into a goblet.
Well, we're going to call this a goblet.
Right? Dark and mysterious. Reanimate your senses with Warlock's huge roasted malt character, moderate carbonation, and a spiced pumpkin aroma. Food pairings that go along with this are spicy barbecue, smoked and roasted foods, carrot cake, or as a float with vanilla ice cream.
Ooh, now interesting.
Yeah, man. And then there's like a picture of this little pumpkin. character. 8.6 ABV.
Hello.
Pumpkin pie, spice, roasted malts aroma. Serve it very cold. It's only available August to October.
Yeah, it's that
pumpkin
is a
pie. Flavors: pumpkin pie laced with coffee and dark chocolate, smooth, velvety mouthfeel, and slightly sweeter than pumpkin.
well, there is absolutely no light passing through that at all.
No.
This does have a heavier body, just looking at the way that it kind of sticks to the glass. So, cheers.
Cheers and
Cheers,
happy
guys.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Let's see how this is.
Oh,
that's lovely.
the coffee and dark chocolate for sure.
Yep.
I don't know.
The pumpkin spices kind of come in there at the end.
Oh, maybe.
A little bit on the aroma. That is very drinkable and does not have the booziness of a lot of 8% and higher
not super
stouts that you
syrupy
would often get. No,
either.
no, that's really good. And it's not so sweet to be a dessert beer either.
No, but it would make a great shake or float, as they say.
Oh yeah, if you were to do something like a beer shake with this,
Yeah,
that would be killer.
Yes. So, yeah,
I could actually see this with barbecue. I think they're right, especially depending on what kind of sauce or style that you were doing.
Oh, what kind of sauce?
Something with some heat.
Like a dry rub, spicy dry rub, or
I think you could do it either way, as long as you had some spice to go with that little bit of sweetness. That would be really good. You could get real, adventurous and make some of your barbecue sauce with that.
Oh, can you imagine?
So,
I bet Darlene could do something with this incredible.
Darlene can MacGyver something
she
together.
Can do anything. I am quite convinced.
Exactly.
Did you see the medal display that she had?
Mm-hmm.
And she is just on that track.
Her 50 states front and center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is super cool.
Yes. So they're starting to make meal plans for January.
Oh.
The ladies who are going to be down here, we want to go meet up with. We can press our faces against the glass and watch, from wherever you are.
I was going to say, as long as we're not having to run to eat, we can go, visit and cheer them on.
Yes. What? Run to what?
As long as we have to run in order to eat with them.
Oh, do we have to? Should we? I mean, let us know, because we were part of the debacle that couldn't register.
Not doing marathon.
No, anything, 5K, 10, whatever for that weekend. We couldn't get into anything. So
tell me about it.
So Meg is thinking of Raglan Road. I just want you to know that.
Oh, Josh says the season 19 Hot Ones lineup is phenomenal so far. Josh, have you tried all of them?
And we'll have to
we were looking at picking that up.
Obtain that maybe for a chat later so that you all can have a nice laugh at my expense.
Wouldn't just be your expense.
Yeah. Really?
You get past 700,000 Scovilles, that's like face melting. And Josh says it's a must get. He says you must. Okay.
We must, and we must do it for Cinco de Mayo. It's a tradition.
They should keep. As long as we don't open them ahead of time, they should keep.
Well, what if we order them closer to or will that be out of season?
I don't know.
Well, we could do it early.
We can go ahead and get it and have it. But he says so far so great, not so good.
Good to know.
Have you tasted your way through the entire thing?
That's good to know.
And as we've learned, beer is not the thing to wash the wings down with, because
no, the carbonation will just inflame the heat,
and the alcohol just spreads it out.
It's worse.
Milk is where it's at.
Yeah. So I don't know, But we want to see the ladies at their and celebrate their accomplishment and be able to cheer them on
We do.
for their race weekend and have a meetup. So we hope we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as I have to run, because I
I
can't.
don't think it's a requirement to actually talk to them
No.
or speak to them or
Well, I don't
meet
know.
up with them.
They may not have time for us
They
non
may not. I
non-runners.
mean, a non race running.
We plebs that could not get into the race events.
Yeah.
We've only had that happen to us a couple of times, and boy, is it frustrating.
We tried. We tried hard. Oh,
But then again, it's kind of like I think that we've missed the cutoff for the Skyway 10K.
did we?
I think we did.
Well, you have to be in on the morning of registration.
Oh,
Otherwise, you
yeah.
can't get in. That's a race that everybody wants to
It
do.
books so fast.
So we're cheering with Meg, Brian, and her mom on marathon morning. That's what we're doing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The cosmic disco is very deceitful. Interesting.
I want a sign that says something very clever.
It's just going to say something very clever on it.
No.
That's pretty clever.
No, it's going to say, really? It's going to say something good to motivate people or inspire them or make them laugh or something. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll work on that.
It'll be arts and crafts time.
Rhonda Lee says, I'll make time for you non-runners. Already told the hubby I don't care if I see him all weekend except for Epcot for the full.
That's fantastic.
So current goal is to make it to the castle. That's the goal I keep reminding my therabeast of.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I love that you call your PT a therabeast. I think
If your PT is not making
Kristen would be very happy.
I think so. If your PT is not doing that to you, they're not helping.
I think she's got it. And I can't wait to celebrate her accomplishment.
Absolutely.
And no matter what, somebody at the beginning of the chat, and I think it was Rhonda Lee, said, did not finish is not
do not start.
Do not start is worse than did not finish.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. She said
100% of the time.
She said it in a more eloquent way. But okay.
Okay. Trips dropped some knowledge on us here on YouTube. Elysian has Punkochino beer with coffee.
That sounds amazing.
I've never seen that, but that
I would like to try it.
that sounds good.
We should try it. We should try it.
So would you do this one again?
I think so. I would like to try it as a shake or as a float, like they describe on their website.
Yeah.
I really would. I enjoyed all three tonight as we celebrated the Halloween holiday, non-holiday. I mean, we all work today.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
And which one was your favorite?
I think the Sam Adams was one I really liked. The Pumpkinhead was also very good, so it'd have to be between those two.
Wow.
What about you?
I'm gonna go with I liked all three. I think Sam Adams has a nice solid offering there. It's the sweeter of the two lighter beers. I'm gonna go with Southern Tier Warlock.
Oh,
you know me. I like my dark
You like
beers.
the dark beers.
I do.
You do. Yes.
Well, Trip, if you are able to get your hands on some and you try it, let us know. I'd be really curious about that one.
Am I saying bad words? Did I say bad words?
No, he said that if we were to get the sauce flight.
Oh, yes, there would be cursing involved.
We would have to do this as Run Eat Drink After Dark.
Mm-hmm.
And
for sure.
And just, maybe not upload that one to our actual podcast feed because there may be some explicit language.
Possibly. These are our people.
These are our people, and we cannot thank you guys enough for hanging out with us tonight for another beer chat. We hope that you all have had a wonderful Halloween, All Hallows Eve. New episode will be up in the feed tomorrow. It'll drop in the evening, so it won't be there for your morning run. But hopefully
maybe on Wednesday.
It'll certainly be there for your Wednesday morning run.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us
early in the week.
Is a early beer chat. We don't normally do this, but we thought that if we didn't do it, we weren't going to get the chance to do it with you.
And we wanted to celebrate Halloween, and we wanted to have the opportunity to connect with you, even though the end of the week is going to get a little crazy with the travel. And hopefully we'll come to you from the races live.
Oh, I have no doubt. We'll be doing some lives over the weekend from the 2022 Run Disney Wine and Dine Half Marathon Weekend, sponsored by Shocks.
That's right.
Not.
Thank you, James Lovetrell. He says good luck.
Thank you, James.
And everyone have a great week from Meg. And it's just so wonderful to be with you all. I'm glad we had an opportunity to do a chat before things got crazy this week. And with all of our travel, because we'll be going to multiple places throughout the week. And so we'll be coming to you from the races. And no matter what happens, we are going to be having fun, mingling with our fellow runners, and celebrating the accomplishments that are possible. So,
absolutely. I'm very excited.
Whatever happens, we're just happy to be there. And I just can't tell you how much we absolutely love all of you in the Runcation Nation. And we're very lucky to have you as friends and fellow people who like to accomplish, explore, and indulge along with us. So may the force be with you.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you for hanging out with us, and we'll talk to you guys again very, very soon.
Happy Halloween.